Cranberry whipped feta is an easy, no-cook party dip, and it should anchor all of your holiday spreads. This delicious dip is a salty, creamy, sweet, tart, all my favorite things, and my next guest says it's absolutely irresistible. Tami Steggell of Bite Me Industries is sharing her recipe for cranberry whipped feta. You say this one is a seasonal superstar.
It's super simple and it's great for an appetizer bar. Every holiday we love to have like all the appetizers while people are waiting around and socializing. So this is like just a really easy, comes together so quickly.
Which I love. We love the word easy when we hear that, when it's about being in the kitchen. I actually have something tonight that I'm going to, and I need to bring an appetizer. So when I saw you were doing this, I'm like, I know this is what I'm gonna do. But there's some important things, and one is, what feta do we start with? Because I always see the crumbly stuff.
I like the block feta that is in brine, and the reason why I like it is because it stays fresher longer.
Oh,
in fact, for a very, very long time when it's in the brine. And then you just take the 8 ounces and give it a little crumble, and then we're gonna add 4 ounces of cream cheese to help cut a little bit of the tart.
Oh, okay.
And then to that, we're gonna add some savory. So we're gonna do a couple of cloves of garlic, 2 small or 1 large, and then some chili pepper flakes.
A little
just to
flavor
give
there,
it
a little bite.
Yep, a little bit more savory, and then 1 tablespoon of honey to, again, cut the sweet. So that's where you get a little bit of the savory and the sweet. And then we'll go ahead and get that starting to whip. And then as it's whipping, we take 2 tablespoons of a really good high quality olive oil and get that drizzled in. We gotta get this little lid off.
Okay, we'll get that's going in while we're whipping.
Yep. And this gets it to that creamy whipped texture.
Okay.
So this is the savory part of your dish. So now we have that all whipped, and we're gonna go ahead and we'll get it all plated here. And then
our cranberry element, where are we getting this
The cranberry element is a cup of fresh cranberries, but first we start with 1/3 cup of like a fresh squeezed orange juice. You could use bottled or frozen.
Yes.
And then 2 tablespoons of honey. This sweetens and helps thicken your cranberry sauce.
Oh, okay.
And then we will add our cranberries. We're gonna let this boil together for about 6 to 8 minutes. And then at the very end, we're just gonna like zest in some orange zest.
And so what are we looking for with the cranberries? When you say it's gonna be a few minutes, are they gonna pop, burst? Are they softening?
They
will. We smashing?
You'll first hear them pop, and then they'll burst, and then you're just gonna let it continue to simmer so that it thickens and becomes more saucy. And at the very end, you turn off the heat and add your orange zest. So I brought some already prepared because we definitely
that up just so we can see that
give it a good smell.
A little stir. That looks gorgeous too.
Kind of plate up our.
Okay. So it's not quite as thick as like a jam because we've got our chunks still. That's so gorgeous.
Yes.
But you can tell it's thickened up. It's not a watery cranberry juice anymore there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That smells amazing. Is it that orange zest?
The orange zest, it allows the oils from the orange to like infuse into it without making it bitter. That's
your house is going to smell so good too while you're making this.
It does absolutely smell so good. So then we'll take this little feta dip and we're going to give it a nice little swirly pattern so that we can create almost like a little cup inside.
So, and you had mentioned that the block that we use that was in the brine lasts longer. So is this something we can make ahead of time?
You can make this 4 days ahead of time.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
And then how would we store it?
And then just store it in an airtight container in the fridge, and then when you're ready, go ahead and garnish it. So we're garnishing it with a little bit of drizzle of honey. This helps cut the tart and complement the savory.
Yes, please.
And then we'll put
can I do
some.
This?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, how do I make it as pretty as yours? What do you like to serve this with?
I like to serve it with rosemary crackers. And then so you have that beautiful, and then you just garnish it with some toasted chopped pistachios. So you have that beautiful red and green for the holidays.
And you said toasted. Tell us about what toasting our nuts and some of these elements can do for flavor?
So it just, it makes it nutty and light and crunchy. And then you can just take a cracker, something like this, like a rosemary cracker, or you can make your own rosemary crackers at home and just dip it, and it's delicious.
Look how fun those huge homemade ones are. I know you're gonna have your recipe for that later in the week for us, but then where can we find this recipe and find more from you?
So you can find this recipe on bitemeindustries.com. It will also appear on Studio 5 KSL website.
Okay, so great. Thank you.